if I knew the answer to that, actually, I would be paid in millions. But I could probably give a few hints, which I personally think might work. Okay, one would be like a completely engaging and interesting video, right? Okay, if we are talking about viral videos, so it'll be like completely creativity of the video director and the rest of the people. So if you create a creative video, which is probably that idea has not been discussed before, or maybe it's the same idea in a completely different angle, something that will catch people's fancy. That's number one, right? And then you need to put it on the right channels, right? YouTube is one of the best channels, and even if somebody wants to get their video viral, I would suggest that they upload it on both YouTube and Facebook. Because Facebook videos on Facebook look much nicer than YouTube videos. So it's easier because there's a huge number of people on Facebook, so it's easier to reach out to those people on Facebook itself. And the YouTube video can go viral on any other platform.
Well, I think what people are doing right now is they're just taking what they've uploaded on YouTube and they're posting it on Facebook.
Yes, that's fine, but if you are really keen on going like hit hard, I think it's better to kind of experiment with both, and also you need to actually tactically approach this. I mean, you need to make it viral sometimes. The last year Kony 2012 video went completely viral.
Yeah, I was quite surprised because that was like about a 30-minute video, right?
Yes.
And who sits down and watches a video on YouTube for 30 minutes?
You know how I watched it? I was on my way to work in my office van and I was watching it on my mobile. I was completely hooked on it, right? Okay, why I started watching it was because it was going viral and people were talking about it, right? So if I didn't realize this was like getting viral, I wouldn't have even clicked on it, right? But since I clicked on it and the starting was very, I was kind of glued to this whole idea, then I started watching it.
It was quite an intense start, yes. Right?
Yeah, and it was like going on back and forth like crazy. And so those guys, for an entire week, they started bombarding all channels from all over the place, bombarding with this video, right? So it's a very strategic approach, right? It's kind of spammy, but once you watch it, you won't feel like it's spam. So they were like bombarding. So you need to go into advertisements, online advertising. You need to go into as many channels as you possibly can and kind of bombard it. And then you can probably get it viral.
Okay, and just a little another question I have, which I need, which kind of is something I really wanted to ask you. Okay. Now we know that a lot of companies here in Sri Lanka are also obviously getting into the social media platforms. Some of the higher companies are actually spending a lot of money in social media, maybe cutting down a little on traditional media, putting that money into social media, right? So for example, now when these companies do put out products out there, obviously customers, it could work both ways. It could be negative feedback coming from customers, or it could be positive feedback. Now when companies do put out products out there and the feedback coming on social media channels are negative, and that's really going to affect their brand, right? How do you control a situation like that?
Okay, this is what I would call crisis control. So if there's a social media or any other kind of a crisis that is escalated on social media, you need to actually have a pre-plan. You need to have a pre-plan where you actually distinguish, okay, first you need to see, is this urgent and is this like really a scary situation. Then you need to go into plan A. If it's like just a moderate crisis you can get out of alive, then you can go into plan B. So at least if you have two ways of curbing the issue. I think one important thing is that you need to, as soon as you get to know the issue, you need to send it to the relevant department and find out first of all whether it's true, because there's a lot of false information going on. And once you verify that it's true, then you need to find out what happened and all of that. And then finally you need to, if it's your fault, you have to apologize. And if it's not, then you need to get the real story out.
Okay, thank you very much, Indulekha. Unfortunately, we've run out of time for this particular segment. But of course, if you do want want to follow her, she's got a lot of views on social media and other topics. The best place to follow her, of course, is Twitter, and you can follow her handle, which is @Indunan, and she's actually got over 3,600 followers.
Yep.
Right? How do you manage to get 3,600 followers? Is it your pretty smile on the profile picture? Well, anyway, you'll know what I mean if you just go onto Twitter and search for @Indunan. So thank you very much for coming early in the morning and joining us here in the studio. We really appreciate it, and it was fantastic to talk to you, and I'm sure our viewers got an extremely good idea on social media in the local context as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Azam.
I'll see you soon. So don't go away. We'll be right back after a short commercial break. Welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka on MTV Sports. Now, as I said, it is Social Media Week, and we were discussing the entire topic just before the commercial break with a very interesting guest. So I really hope you managed to catch that, because of course there was a lot of insight on social media in the local context. And also, in the same topic, like I said, we at MTV Sports, we are on some of the most prominent social media channels as well. For example, this show you are watching right now can be found on YouTube, so all you need to go is just search for MTV Sports on YouTube, and you will be able to find the channel. It's not just that, we've got some different programs on Facebook which you can check out. For example, I'll just tell you a few. There's Business, Beyond Business, and there is Sports First. Good Morning Sri Lanka is on Facebook, and of course you can find Sports First on Twitter, and of course one of our very famous programs, Cheeky Chef, is on Facebook as well. And if you actually log on to that page, you can try and get some culinary advice from the chef himself. Deviating a little from the whole virtual world, and I'm now going to take your minds towards yoga. And we'll just have a little story on yoga, where Venezuelans in Caracas are using laughter yoga therapy to combat the stress of life in the country's chaotic capital city. Laughter yoga was created by Indian physician Dr. Madan Kataria in 1995 and combines sustained laughter with elements of yoga breathing, and we've got something on that, so check it out.
Venezuelans in Caracas are using laughter yoga therapy to combat the stress of life in the country's chaotic capital city. Laughter yoga was created by Indian physician Dr. Madan Kataria in 1995 and combines sustained laughter with elements of yogic breathing. Instructor Jesus Rigetti said on Sunday, "Gender does not matter here, nor does economic level, where you come from, or political beliefs. The intention is for people to come and laugh with other people for an hour or more. No matter what you know, you'll laugh in the end." Laughter yoga sessions all begin with a brief warming up period, followed by facial exercises and laughter. Participants are encouraged to look into the eyes of other participants and watch them laughing, as the idea that laughter is contagious and unconditional is a basic premise of laughter yoga's philosophy. Rigetti added that there are people who laugh about having cancer, having HIV. There are people who come here to release endorphins, to laugh about things that they don't laugh about during the week. According to TBS, you take in 6 times more oxygen laughing than you do breathing deeply. As it is in other countries, laughter yoga sessions in Venezuela are held free of charge and are often held in parks or other public spaces. One participant, identified only as Sumili, said that laughter yoga can help remind Venezuelans to be positive despite uncertainties about the country's political future. She said it helps your isolation, and it helps you understand that there are things beside the political situation that we can enjoy in this country. Its people, for example. Another participant, Yetzbil Elman, said that the sessions can take people's minds off their problems. She said that despite all the problems we have in Venezuela and here in Caracas, we come here to a little corner to forget about everything that happens out there. We laugh and we focus on our world here in the park. Studies have found that humor therapy is as effective as widely used antipsychotic drugs in managing agitation and stress. There are now over 6,000 laughter clubs in 60 countries, according to Laughter Yoga International.
Oh boy, to think these guys can actually just laugh whenever they can. Of course, on Monday on the show I was telling you how itching was contagious, but according to that video, laughing is contagious too. But you know what they say, laughter is indeed the best medicine, and the Venezuelans are taking that quite seriously. On a different topic, now the first thing when I say Mike Tyson, it is the first thing that comes to your mind. Of course, it's 1 ear bitten off or something to that effect. Of course, we've got a little story on Mike Tyson, and of course the person he did affect with the ear thingy, Evander Holyfield. The boxing legend Mike Tyson makes a surprise appearance at a promotional event for former heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield. The two exchange hugs and smiles before adoring fans. Now, believe it or not, the ill will that marked the former champion's rivalry was nowhere in sight. Instead, they were like old friends meeting in a supermarket, which is exactly what they did on Saturday. They were at a Jewel Osco on Chicago's South Side, where Holyfield was signing autographs and promoting his barbecue sauce. Then Tyson, in town performing his one-man show, made a cameo, and he said, "I just wanted to see Evander, man," Tyson said. "I love Evander. I'm forever linked with him for the rest of my life." Hard to believe those words coming out from the man who bit Evander Holyfield's ear, but then again, this is what happened, and we've got a tiny video on that. Just check it out.
Heavyweight boxing champion Evander Holyfield said he was shocked when former foe and also heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson made a surprise appearance at a promotional event in Chicago on Saturday. Holyfield was at a Jewel Osco supermarket promoting his Real Deal brand of barbecue sauce when Tyson strolled in apparently unnoticed, shook off his hood and greeted Holyfield with a hug. The two seemed to enjoy the moment as they posed together with bottles of Holyfield's sauce for the gathered press and adoring fans. The two have had a tumultuous history together, facing off twice in the ring, including the notorious Holyfield-Tyson II showdown in 1997, in which Tyson, in a clinch, bit a chunk off Holyfield's ear. Tyson was disqualified for the act and had his boxing license revoked.
Well, there you go. A little bit of boxing, and then boxing turned out bad, and then boxing turned out quite well for the two of them. Indeed. Of course, Indulekha, just before she left the studio, she did tell me that she's going to find the YouTube video of this show and that she is going to tweet it. So if you follow her later on, you'll actually find this video. And in case you have any trouble finding MTV Sports on YouTube, follow at Indunal, the Twitter handle, and then of course you will be able to find the YouTube channel for MTV Sports. And of course, like I said, we do have our content on different other social media channels as well. You can find Good Morning Sri Lanka on Facebook. Just go to the search bar and just type Good Morning Sri Lanka. It will pop right up, and you can follow news stories that's coming from this end as well. Not to mention, we have other content, other programs on social media as well. So you choose what you like to follow, and you get on social media and you search for it. On that note, it's time that we have to wrap up the show. So don't forget to come back tomorrow again at 7:15, because I'll be there to take you through the show once again. So see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching Good Morning Sri Lanka. Have a pleasant day.